All right, in number 16, we're going to find the intervals of increase and decrease and where the function is constant, and we're going to find maxes and mins. Well, first of all, there's no places where this thing is constant. Remember, if it's constant, it's going to be horizontal, which this is really not horizontal. So for constant, we're going to put none. But if we had a little horizontal line in there somewhere, we could have an interval where it was constant. All right, but let's look at intervals of increase and decrease. Now remember, you list these by x values. So it's increasing from really, this is really going down forever and going to the left forever. It's just doing it very slowly. And so this is increasing from there to there. And then we have another piece that's increasing from here and going on forever. Now let's realize that the x values over here as we go to the left are negative infinity. They're out this way. So for our first increasing interval, we're going to go from, think of those x values stretching out in this direction as that goes downward and outward. All right, so from negative infinity to -3. And then our second interval, we have from x value 5 to x values going out this way are positive infinity. So 5 to infinity. All right, now let's do decrease. In between, so this thing is decreasing from here to here, x values, -3 to 5. So be very careful. Gotta list the x values, not the y values. All right, now maximums and minimums. We have a maximum, or the top of the hill, up here. And I'm just going to abbreviate it as max at -384. And then we have the bottom of a valley, or a minimum, at 5, -172. All right, so now let's look at 17. On a bicycle, Jennifer rides for 10 hours and 72 miles from her house. After riding for 12 hours, she is 86 miles away. What is Jennifer's average rate over the last 2 hours of her trip? Okay, so let's take a look then at this as 2 points. 10 hours and 72 miles, that's 1 point. 12 hours and 86 miles is the other point. And an average rate of change is always going to be using our slope formula. And really, when we look at it over the last 2 hours, that is what our 10 to 12 is. That's the last 2 hours. So let's remember our slope formula is y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. And it doesn't really matter which one we start with as our y2, but I'll just start with the bigger one. 86 minus 72. But since I started with the 86 on the bottom, I have to start with its corresponding x value. So 12 minus 2. And that is going to give me 14 on the top and 2 on the bottom, or an average rate of 7 miles per hour, which is kind of slow on a bicycle.